Good day and welcome to XOTIC PC's review of the brand new ASUS NX90JQ. This is the A2 revision. The A1s are currently not available. This big daddy is an 18.4 inch screen. As you can see, quite large in stature. It's actually kind of hard to shoot here because of its size. On the sides here, these are actually a speaker array from Bang & Olufsen, so if any of you folks were around back in the days of yore, Bang & Olufsen is a name you'll probably recognize. Its finish is kind of interesting. It's a mirrored finish, which actually is quite attractive, albeit quite fingerprint happy, but looks good when you clean it. The entire back surface is all mirrored as well. So as we come around here, the machine itself is really marketed probably more towards an entertainment PC. It's got a big screen. It comes with a television tuner built in with an antenna even that it'll come with. The remote control sold separately on this model. The A2, we're not sure if they're going to come with the remote or not. As far as processor-wise, things like that, it does have the i7-720QM. This machine has dual 500 gig 7200 drives. They are non-rateable, in case you're wondering. This is an HM55 chipset. This machine comes with 4 gigs of RAM, which is expandable up to 8. nVIDIA GT335M, which for this machine, I know they're trying to market it differently than a gaming machine, although my feelings is that that's a little underpowered for this price point, because this machine, they typically start $1,800, $1,900, $2,000, so a little expensive for such a modest or moderate graphics card. As far as other features, the screen itself, in case you're wondering, is a CMO1807 is the actual manufactured model number of the screen. It does have a Blu-ray reader built in, standard. The wireless is BGN wireless. Windows 7 Home Premium 64-bit. And of course the fancier sound system. So really this is probably geared more towards someone looking for an entertainment PC to watch television, movies, maybe play your occasional game or a few games, but just to have a big screen, nice desktop replacement, maybe a big kitchen computer or something you want to watch TV on and also look up recipes. Something in that realm is where I see this really fall. Next thing we're going to do is talk about the keyboard on the NX90 here. This is a pretty unique keyboard, something that we've never seen before at XOTIC PC, or may never see again, who knows. The keyboard itself is relatively unremarkable. It's kind of a semi-chiclet style, and not quite as spaced out as much as a normal chiclet style keyboard, but they're still raised and kind of have the same feel and type. It's very, very stable. The keyboard itself, I mean, under even heavy typing, has almost zero flex. The really interesting thing about this is this over here is a touchpad. You probably can't see that on the screen. This is a touchpad. You've got your left and your right click buttons, and then also over here is a touchpad with left and right click buttons. So I find myself a lot reaching for down here somewhere to try to do the touchpad, since that's where I'm used to it. But no, it's to the left and to the right. So I find it interesting. Not sure what they were going for with that, but it's a unique feature. Keyboard-wise, it does, because this is really and truly geared more towards your entertainment. This has some kind of some hotkey features up here. We've got an eject button on the disk drive, because it actually is a slot loader, which you'll see in here in a second. We've got mute and some volume keys and controls for the disk as far as rewind, fast forward, chapter forward. You've got screen brightness keys down and up, splendid video hotkey, and then express gate, and then power. The rest of the keyboard has pretty normal function keys, sleep, Wi-Fi, which is kind of weird. They double up a lot of these. with screen brightness and screens off, you know, auto force, LCD, and I guess you can turn both of your keypads off, although since they don't really get in the way of typing, I'm not sure why you'd need to do that, and then our volume. So pretty normal keyboard with a pretty interesting / remarkable double touchpad for the mouse. The next thing I'm going to go over here is our ports on this particular laptop. As you can see, we do have a slot load. This is a Blu-ray drive, a slot loading Blu-ray drive. We have a standard memory card slot, USB 2.0. On the front there is nothing but a shiny surface and a couple of indicator lights there. You've actually got, not sure if you can see this here. This here is an infrared pickup. So nice thing about this laptop is you could buy a Windows remote and just sync it to the laptop instead of having to actually buy an MCE remote control and your repeater to connect via USB. You just buy the remote on this one, be fine. And then it looks like we've got just looks like a battery charge light and then a power light is all we can see underneath there. As we swing it around here to the right hand side, it's where most of our I/O ports are. Looks like you've got a headphone jack, which also doubles as an SPDIF jack, digital output jack. We've got microphone there, 2 USB, looks like 3.0 ports, nice little blue guys there, a combo eSATA USB port. We've got HDMI, VGA, our standard Ethernet power, and then over here, this is for the antenna for the television tuner. Next thing we're going to talk about here is the screen. A couple of things I just want to mention real quick here. Indicator lights on the top. We've got a hard drive Wi-Fi kind of right underneath the screen there. They kind of hide a little bit, so they were easy to miss before when we were going over the rest of the buttons and stuff. The screen itself is what I would consider average. From a brightness standpoint, it's really even throughout, unless we're talking vertical. But you know, you're from side to side. I can hardly tell much of a brightness difference or loss of color really, but that's maybe partly because it's just slightly dull. Playing with the splendid video settings do make it a little brighter. On this screen, honestly, it's low brightness. I almost consider vivid to be a more pleasing, you know, setting to the eye. Typically, I don't mess with the splendid videos at all. Normal mode's fine. This is normal mode again, but in this case, it's just a little dull for me. I understand against maybe other 18.4-inch screens, this one might actually be fantastic. But because I don't have a lot of other 18.4-inch screens to measure it against, and the only other one that we have, the Clevo, has a fantastic screen, this is a little bit more difficult. It is LED backlit. I would say from a horizontal perspective, beyond the glare, you're not getting much loss. It's when you start talking vertically, which is where most laptops are challenged. But you lose most of your brightness at about maybe 10 to 15%. So it really does have to have a sweet spot. Coming at it from this angle here, though, it does have a much better, and I'll kind of show you here of how far it's leaned back. If I even can, this guy's so big. That actually looks pretty good, the way that it's sitting right now like this. It's just from the top, apparently, that the viewing angles aren't quite as good. I'll talk a little bit about performance on this one here, just because I'm sure you're wondering a little bit about these speakers, maybe what the graphics performs like. Graphically, the GT335M it certainly isn't the worst graphics card they could have chosen. It on 3D Mark 06, it scores about 7K, or Vantage, right around a little high, high 2900s, which will play most games at medium settings. Even in this resolution, it'll do most stuff pretty reasonably well. So from a perspective of performance graphically, for this price point, it's probably not as high as we would expect, but it certainly could have been a 310M or something, which is a very large difference between that and the 335. So speaker performance, turning on ASUS's software called Sonic Master actually produced quite a bit better result than I thought it was going to. Really, it helped you kind of tweak some stuff. Turning it on made a pretty sizable difference in the sound quality of the laptop. It is one of the better that we've seen. It's debatable on whether or not the MSI is as good or better. I don't think they're quite tied, and I'm not sure, to be honest with you, which is the clear winner. And there may not be a clear winner. They both are pretty good. If I had to give my money to it, in the end, from an audio standpoint, just because of location, distance between speakers, I think that this particular ASUS is probably going to give you the best overall experience. While if you're looking to game on it, the MSI obviously is going to be our choice, not only because of the graphics card, but also its speakers are positioned in an area that's maybe just as good for gaming. This here gives us at least some stereo separation between the speakers, if you're trying to fill a room with sound or sit there and enjoy some music. One of the things I also wanted to show you here, this is a size comparison. That's a G53, so that's the 15.6-inch new gaming series from them. As you can see, this guy definitely, this is a big 15-inch, a really big 15-inch. So this is how it looks closed, and in comparison to the ASUS. We can even kind of push it here to the side so you can... That's a big laptop. That's a very big laptop. To kind of sum up here, I'm going to go over just real quick how the machine it comes to you and what it comes with as far as accessories. I will say that ASUS gets an absolute A+, 100% awesome for the way this was packaged. This is the box obviously is giant here, but it's really strong and nice. I mean, something that could be reused to even travel with the computer at a later time. I mean, hinged little guys there. Places to they store your documentation, warranty card, driver's disc. It was just really all kind of masterfully packaged here. It really is impressive, the length at which they went to. They even give you this really nice kind of monogrammed high-end microfiber cloth. They do even give you the off-air antenna there for the TV tuner, so it can pick up all the HD stations in the area. There's kind of the top part of the lid there this box goes into. But overall, an impressive machine. I'm not certain that, for me, being, I suppose, a gamer, that I would put forth $1,800–1,900 for a non-gaming machine, I suppose, one that is more geared towards entertainment. But if I were looking for an entertainment computer and I wanted the best one I probably could get with the most features, they certainly are packed very tightly into this quite large container. But I can recommend it. It is a good machine. They are slightly hard to get a hold of right now. This isn't shipping a lot of them, but that should change as they're starting to market them, and I'm guessing that means that they're going to be begin shipping them in more quantities. But thanks for watching, folks. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to give us a holler. You can find us on the web at www.exoticpc.com. That's XOTICPC.com.